what is KolNet? Give me like a nice summary of KolNet so that people can understand like the context of what we're going to be talking about today.
Every project out there needs marketing, irrespective of what market they're in. And they need usership, they need adoption, they need a community. And so, how do they do that?
As a project, between the development and the partners that we've got on board, for the deal flow that the KolNet will need, we have made a lot of progress. So it puts us in a pretty strong position from not only just being able to launch the product, but being able to bring the right sort of projects onto the platform when we do go to market, which is again not far off.
I got my anti-fiat crypto club shirt here, but guys, we are giving away 5 whitelists on the Game Starter IDO for KolNet. And you guys don't even have to own Game Starter. Typically, these launchpads, you have to own the token. You don't even have to do that for this giveaway. 5 free whitelists. All you have to do is follow the instructions down below. I'm trying not to get in a crash right now. Follow the instructions down below in the comment section, in the description section. I'll make sure that they are there. Thank you so much for watching this AMA, and then just let me know how you like it. Leave a comment down below, and thanks. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. In this video, we've got a new crypto project. It's actually the second time that we are visiting this. It's called KolNet, all right? And so we need to figure out, hey, is this project worth our time and money? Has the team made progress since we've last seen them in March? And where are they going to go into the future? We're going to talk about the launch. We're going to talk about, the developments that they've had, the partnerships that they've secured, and why are they trying to launch in this bear market, and why they are not scared of the bears. We are out here, cowboys, from their horse's mouth to our cowboy ears to our lizard brain. We're trying to figure out if this project is for us. If you're new to this channel, my name is Aaron. I'm on a journey to my next Bitcoin, but I'm interested in all these other projects here that are just using blockchain technology to change the future of marketing, of influencers, of YouTubers, of all this stuff, like networking in a decentralized way. And on the channel today, we've got KolNet, we've got the COO and the CEO, Atif and Ryan, here in the hot seat, and we're going to be grilling them up and asking them about questions about the project and seeing if it's for us or if it's not for us. Because here's the deal: when you go to these other YouTubers or whatever online, they just like randomly shill any project that is willing to pay them. I hope you know this, okay? And so what we have to do is we have to listen to exactly the geniuses, the people behind the projects, and find out how they're thinking about their project and what kind of use case, and is it worth the valuation that we could give them with our time, with our money, with our energy. Anyway, guys, welcome Ryan and Atif to the hot seat. Guys, welcome back to the channel.
Hey, it's great to be here.
Aaron.
Thank you for having us back.
Good deal, good deal. Well, really quick, if I could just get a quick synopsis, like a 1-sentence synopsis, more than a couple of sentences, because you guys look like seasoned veterans right now. Give me what your background was coming from, whatever, into KolNet, like before crypto and then coming into KolNet. Ryan, maybe you go first, and then Atif, you go after.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I come from a tech background. I've been running a consultancy in Europe and the UK for the last 10 years, primarily in corporate tech and across many disciplines, big data, smart IoT, public key infrastructure, massive rollouts. And so my interest really got tweaked in crypto in 2017. And I came in as everybody else with a passion to understand what this brings to the space, and I've never gone back and met up with Atif, and we really kind of formulated this whole concept called KolNet.
Yeah, so I'll come from a business strategist background, being involved with multiple startups early on, having some of those do really well internationally as well. And crypto, I've got involved in 2017 full time, which started with as I mentioned previously in our previous video, with opening a mining partnership with whitelist Data Center with the BTC mining, and from there being involved really from a research development side, working closely with some of the founders of other projects, and being there dug in for the last almost 6 years now.
Gotcha. So okay, so both of you guys entered into the crypto market 2017. Ryan, you have a tech background, and Atif, you got a business startup background, and now you guys are merging powers here into this project KolNet. Now, real quick, if anyone is still watching this far, we just want to thank you. Be sure to check out the first interview. It's March 15th. It's on KolNet that I had with these two gentlemen. I really pushed. I was It was the first time I had exposure to this project, and I really pushed it. I was really like, hey, how about this? How about this? Different I thought were loopholes, or I thought were like, things I didn't understand about their project, and they really helped to clarify that for me. And so that acts as a nice primer to this video. But before we get even to that, what is KolNet? Give me like a nice summary of KolNet so that people can understand like the context of what we're going to be talking about today.
So a bit of background. So right now, IDOs are really popular in terms of raising funds for decentralized tokenized projects or companies, and they provide a lot of value. They're great. They've shown what they can do, but there's a gap, and that gap is value for tokens and outreach for projects.
Can
And
I
outreach,
pause you right there?
sure.
Can you explain what an IDO is really quick?
Yeah, sure. Initial DEX offering is it's effectively raising funds within a very early sale of tokens for projects, and so this allows um, investors to come in and get access to those pre-sale tokens. And many IDO platforms have different ways. So it could be a Dutch auction, it could be a lottery-based system. And effectively, they have different mechanisms, whether it be a tier-based mechanism whereby you hold tokens of that particular IDO platform. And then depending on how many of those tokens you hold, you get different opportunities to the size of the allocations that you can come in on.
Got it.
And generally, this is the public. So in terms of like a fundraise for a project, you get seed, very early investors who believe in an idea, and then private, for example, and these guys provide the oil or the liquidity to be able to start to develop and bring about the actual product or service. And then you've got strategic investors as well, and then followed by the public. And then there are some slightly variations on that. So like DAMaker's got an SHO or a strong holding. It's got a slightly different model whereby if you show that you've got strong hands, you're incentivized then to come in on those allocations in a larger way.
So how does that work with KolNet?
So we are a KOL. And what is a KOL? Key opinion leader, often known as influencer or content creator. And this could be on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and the likes. And so this is a platform for influencers or KOLs to come in and provide liquidity or drawdown on project tokens. And the value they provide is they connect them with an audience. So if you're a gaming project and you want people to come in and actually play that game and be part of that utility, then the best way to do that is through influencers, because they actually have a relationship with their followers, and they can break down, help people digest why people would want to come in and get involved with that. And I think it's so powerful. And so this is the gap that we're kind of meeting, is that why would you want influencers to compete with the public to get access to share about projects when you can actually bring them in directly and earlier than the IDOs or the public sales, and actually start to bridge those conversations and bring in adoption? And that's what projects really want, is that adoption.
Gotcha. And from our last interview together, you were very specific in micro influencers. Is that still the case? And why is that?
So we want to allow any KOL, anyone who's got a voice, anyone who's got a followership, irrespective of how small or large, as long as you and we kind of went into this in quite a lot of detail, as long as you can show that you have engagement, and that engagement is reflected in data that we can extract and model, then you can come and join KolNet. You're welcome to come in, register. Right now you can go to the website and pre-register. We'll record your details and then we'll onboard you onto the platform. And this is the data that is currently out there, shows that micro influencers, this range between nano, really small, like depending on which platform, but roughly about 500 to 1,000 followers. So from that range up to 100,000 followers, you're considered to be a micro influencer. And again, it really depends on which platform. So TikTok is generally higher, Twitter is generally lower. But again, it's down to what we're more concerned with is with engagement. But just to represent the idea is that micro KOLs have a much higher level of engagement, and almost 4 to 8 times higher than somebody with a million subs. And the reason for this is that they have much more closer relationship with those followers, and they
Accessible.
speak to them exactly, and so therefore their conversion rates are much higher.
Yeah, gotcha. And so, in a summary, these projects that hit the market, they have something called an IDO, initial DEX offering, where they offer allocations of their project to different investors. And you're saying, as KolNet, you're bringing to these projects micro influencers who have high engagement, who would be beneficial to your kind of matchmaking, or you're bringing a network of KOLs to these IDOs, these initial DEX offerings for these different projects, and pairing them up with them with the best influencer. You're not doing the pairing, but that you're meshing them with the network, and they have the selection, they have the option to choose from trusted KOLs, and that's KolNet in a nutshell, right?
Absolutely, it's decentralized in its nature. It's free market within its nature. So a
Got it.
project will come along, create this IMO, uh, uh, dictate what they want in terms of marketing, in terms of number of posts, which platforms, and then any KOL can come in and say, "Well, I can provide value. I'll join that." And when they join that, they do the work. We validate that data and say, "Yeah, you've done the work. Therefore, you can receive those tokens," and that's
Perfect.
all on the blockchain.
Okay, so now if you want to know more, please watch the previous video. Now let's talk about some new stuff. Look, this bear market is killing everybody. There's nowhere you could be in the world and not lose money. Every single sector losing money, and especially in crypto, it's all red. Okay, so why try to launch something in a bear market? To me, this is very dangerous. To me, this is, to conventional belief would be like, oh, we should probably wait. Let's push this back, push it back. Why are you guys not scared of a bear market, and what are you guys trying to do?
Yeah, sure. I mean, uh, in crypto, narratives are really, really important. And it's a very speculative market. But if the core of the business drives token value, then you don't really worry about whether it's a bear market or a bull market. And what I mean by that is every project out there needs marketing, irrespective of what market they're in. And they need usership, they need adoption, they need a community. And so, how do they do that? And they do that through influencers. And influencers and key opinion leaders, they need a business model whereby they're rewarded with tokens that when a bull market does come along and they're able to accumulate those in projects that they truly believe in, then they do really well when a bull market does come along. And if you are an investor, then it's always buy low, sell high. If it's price action, that's all you're interested in. So therefore, it's KolNet focuses on driving value to that business model, and I mean it's so powerful in that way. We see it as though both parties, irrespective of market conditions, still need that to take place, and so KolNet just exists within that paradigm. So yeah, we're not driven by market forces. We allow market forces, we enable market forces, and that's why KolNet is kind of bear proof.
Gotcha. So I kind of listed out three things. The first thing you said, the core of your business, the fundamentals. People who are value investors have not changed despite the valuations of crypto in general out in the market. You're not scared of that because the core business practices and principles and systems and all that and technology that you have developed doesn't change. It's unaffected by a bear market. And the second thing is that pricing, bear market's great, buy low. It's better for the investor to always buy low. And third thing, in projects always need constant marketing, and this is what you're setting up. You are the marketplace for
people to connect for their projects and basically marketers. So I listed out 3 things that you mentioned here. Now, Adif, maybe you could help me out here. What are some developments that you've seen in the last 2 months with regards to specifically like from March till now, and what are you seeing? Like give me some of those developments.
Yeah, so since our last conversation, in terms of development of the actual product, we've on its own we've moved quite forward. We're in line to have our V1 out by end of June. Do some beta testing on it, which then gives us possibility of doing live IMOs by July. Um, so that's firstly, and then from the development in terms of the ecosystem partners, we have got quite a few partners on board who we're working quite closely with. Uh, I think we were in conversations with InfinityPad last time, maybe when we started. We've obviously moved forward with those conversations. We've already conducted our 2 of our IDOs. One of them being on Thor Starter, the second one being on InfinityPad, both of them being successful. Um, so we have moved quite forward on that side as well. We're also doing an audit with Certic. We are also partnered with Lossless, where we have enabled the DeFi hack code within our thing and partnership in being able to provide that value, that service to projects that come through us. So as a project within between the development and the partners that we've got on board for the deal flow that the KolNet will need, we have made a lot of progress. So it puts us in a pretty strong position from not only just being able to launch the product, but being able to bring the right sort of projects onto the platform when we do go to market, which is again not far off.
Good deal. So you are on 2 different pads, launch pads. You're working on a Certec audit, and then you partnered up with Lossless, and you're seeking for a development for version 1 in the end of June. Tell me what, either between the two of you guys, what is the single biggest development in the last 2 months?
Right now is our token utility, which is so unique. And what we're saying is that every IMO that actually goes through KolNet will effectively have a percentage of it um, uh, uh, held within a reward pool, and anyone staking the KOL token can get access to that. And because we're multi-chain, there've been a few challenges in making sure usability of that. So you come in, we're launching on Polygon. You come in, you stake your KOL token, and then how do you get access to pre-sale tokens from Ethereum or Binance Smart Chain and so on and so forth. So that's from a development perspective. We had a few challenges there. We've overcome those, and we're absolutely on track to delivering on June. So it's super unique. It's super cool. It's non-inflationary. Even if you want to come in stable coins, it drives value through the token in that way as well. And so it can be a drawdown on just simply. It doesn't necessarily have to be pre-sale tokens. We're going to allow the flexibility for projects to come in and do stables as well. We might. Anyway, I was just going to mention something about Terra Luna, but I think we'll give that one a miss. But yeah,
Wait, what are you talking about? What's that?
So just in terms of allowing stable coins to incentivize KOLs on, so you can create an IMO with stable coins as well. But I was going to well, I mean, I think the idea here is that KolNet wants to be fair in its approach, because we've got this whole concept around proof of marketing, but we also want to be safe, and hence why we've partnered up with Lossless, so that if we do have a breach, we're able to minimize that and cover any losses for all parties concerned. So in that way, I think I was going to make a riff about UST and a joke about UST, but I think it's a little bit unfair, perhaps, because it is quite serious. But a lot of people have lost a lot of money,
Yeah.
And that's something that we're quite cognizant of. That we want to ensure that everyone is safe, that we've taken care of that, and that we ensure best practices, so that we don't want to be hit by an issue, although it be secondary to KolNet.
I think it's like something's a little cloudy here for me. So you're saying someone who buys the KolNet token can go onto the Polygon platform, stake on the platform, the KolNet token, and then receive allocation from another project on another chain like Ethereum or BSC, Binance Smart Chain.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying, right?
Absolutely, yeah. We will. If a project's native token is on Binance Smart Chain, say, they want to be able to create an IMO on that particular chain, and we're going to enable that. We're going to allow that. Our version 2 will broaden that scope of which chains that we're going to be bringing on. But the whole idea is, as you say, yeah, correctly, is that a portion of all of those tokens, a small percentage of it will be put into a reward pool, and so anyone staking KOL can get access to those token allocations.
And those are pre-DEX offerings, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so those are the cheapest coins out there.
Yeah, I mean, we prefer to talk about it in terms of utility, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And okay, awesome. And so where does the stable coins come in again?
So we want to be able to offer projects the flexibility to also create IMOs. And I know it moves away from pre-sale tokens because it's not pre-sale anymore if it's US or a stable coin.
And an IMO is an initial marketing offer.
Absolutely, yeah. And so it does move away from that model slightly, but we want to be able to allow that flexibility if a project so chooses, that they can do that. And so, yes, it does move away from the concept of IMO, but we allow that flexibility to be there if they so choose it.
So with the market conditions, the behavior of the KOLs changes, right? And the way what they, I mean, in terms of how much allocation or the allocation they need, and even in terms of doing paid promos. So we need to be realistic. We need to be able to make sure that we allow the KOLs to come into those projects early. If there is KOLs that the project feels that it needs, but they are they are not looking for allocations at that point, then giving some sort of flexibility while still being mainly focused on the token side and allocations, but at least allowing giving that flexibility uh, to the project as well as the KOLs. I mean, if both parties are happy doing that, right, then we need to kind of cater for that as well.
Yeah. So just to pay in stable rather than allocation. Okay.
Yeah, or it could also be that basically the project comes and creates this IMO and it does a 20% off it in stables. I mean, again, it's dependent purely at times being realistic with the market conditions. The behavior of the KOLs can change rapidly, and it can only last 2 weeks and then it can switch over, right? Because same KOLs don't want tokens. Sorry, want tokens the moment the market switches over and it starts trending upwards again. So
Okay. And so what is the biggest benefit for someone who's investing in KOL or not KOL, or KolNet, right? What's the biggest benefit that they get from it? And I'm not talking about, buy early and getting the price hike. I'm not talking about that. Like, is it the staking platform? What's their biggest benefit here?
So, I mean, in terms of the value proposition of what we're offering. Although we're not a narrative project like metaverse or gaming, we're actually planning to be part of the furniture, if you want to put it that way, for crypto. Every project needs marketing. Budgets for projects can go up to 1/3 of their budgets can be on marketing. So you can imagine the amount of total value coming through KolNet. So anyone investing in KolNet is investing in the idea that I'm not going to say what percentage, but a vast majority of projects need marketing, and the vast majority of those projects need KOL marketing or influencer marketing.
Sure.
And so therefore you can see the scope that KolNet has, and the access to that is humongous. So support KolNet, and that's what we're planning to achieve.
Gotcha. So
I'm just going
go
to
ahead.
add to that. So the ColNet, in terms of our token utility, there's token utilities that we've mentioned at the moment. There is a number of utilities that we can possibly add with the future, the post-launch marketing side, around data, and all those are going to really increase the demand for the token when we get to those. And it's all going to be done through the same number of tokens, KL tokens that are going to be there. There's not going to be any additional tokens that are going to be added for those services. So that's where it kind of really starts adding even further value to those tokens and really increasing the demand for them.
Gotcha. So built-in demand and like massive scope of marketing, pretty much of any new startup or new crypto project, they're going to need to go down this road. And KolNet is the biggest answer or biggest and best answer for that. So got it. So if someone's looking to, invest, these are the reasons why. Look, guys, is there anything left to talk about KolNet as far as, in development or what we're looking forward in the future? I know you guys have a predicted launch date of the first week of July. Is that still going on? And what's the biggest thing that we could expect between now and then?
Yeah, I
So
mean,
just to add, and Ryan, you can add to that. So we have our we've done the two ideas. We have our last idea with another one of our partners, really good partners, and they also deal with local KOLs as well, with Game Starter. That should be announcing that very soon, followed by a listing date. We plan to list as soon as, just waiting for the right market conditions. We're ready to go. We're ready to go. As we mentioned earlier, the platform should be ready as well. So it's just lining up and making sure the market conditions are are as we mentioned earlier. We're good to go. We are okay with the market being on the low side. Just trying to avoid launching in the middle of a sell off.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, for sure. Do you guys have a platform already developed, like the dashboards and all that kind of stuff?
yeah, I mean, the front end is pretty much developed. We're just closing out some of the integration, and yeah, we're
How
very
does
very close.
if I'm interested in seeing what that looks like, how do I see what that is looking like?
At the moment, we're happy to bring you on, Aaron, in terms of you can come and do some closed testing. We'll take you through the front end. We'd love to get your feedback. We offered the
Yeah.
same thing to Blockchain Boy. We did an AMA on Infinity Pad with him, and he was super excited to actually come on and be part of the beta testing. We want that feedback to tell us, like, can this be done better? And so we're doing that all the time. We're always improving. And yeah, I mean, just in terms of like future and long term, we're already in talks with some layer ones and layer twos. We can't give out any names at this point. And we've got some really, really exciting stuff for KolNet, whereby it's not just like a platform whereby you've got to come to KolNet to do an IMO. We may be offering anyone the ability to do an IMO in the future. So you could just open source that code and run that. So super exciting stuff in the future.
What does that mean? Give anyone an option to do an IMO? I don't know what that means.
So right now, you've got to come to KolNet and use our proprietary algorithms to say, this is how a KOL is ranked. This is how we onboard a KOL. This is the way I want to configure an IMO. I want it to run it for this duration. In the future, we're going to say, actually, do you know what? We'll open source this code. Anyone can take this code, amend it, tweak it. If you want to change the way that the way that the way that the data is modeled in terms of algorithms, you can do that, and you can run an IMO. VCs can run it, incubators. I mean, the breadth of it is humongous. So anyone can run an IMO. Even IDO platforms can run IMOs ahead of the IDOs if they so choose. And the whole idea behind that is that the way that the value is driven towards KOL token or KolNet is through this a concept of a DAO, whereby it's a pay to consume. So effectively, we are an Oracle as a service, effectively. So we extract this data, we make it available as a data lake, for example, and anyone can build their marketplace on top of that data lake and consume that data at the cost, and that cost is derived through the KOL token, and that's how it's paid.
Okay. So you're going to open source this so other people can use it, but you're doing so because it creates somewhat of a DAO effect for KolNet, driving more value to the KolNet token. How I don't understand how that affects why are you talking to layer 1 and layer 2 solutions, and what the relationship or significance is with that?
So the whole idea is that using their tech, using using their technology, those DAOs and those mechanisms will be delivered within their ecosystem. So it drives for them, for those chains, for those layer ones, it drives utility within their ecosystems. And so therefore, they have a mechanism by which to promote projects coming through those particular chains. So it's not centralized, it becomes even more decentralized.
Gotcha.
And each solution or each chain can then tailor it to their needs or fashion it to their needs.
And then use that for new projects onboarding onto their layer ones. What kind of layer ones are we talking about here? Like Phantom or something?
Right now, I'm not going to give anything away. We're very early on in those conversations. We have to deliver what's on our roadmap. We're committed to doing that. This is a future adventure, and we'll definitely, Aaron, you'll be the first to know about it.
Is it
once
like
we
an
put it
ugly
out.
layer 1? Like, what are we talking about here? Is it like some layer 1 I've never heard of before?
No, they're ones that you've heard of before.
Okay.
So yeah, but you'll definitely be the first to know.
Does it rhyme with Ravalanche?
You're squeezing me here.
Well, we are excited to hear more about it in the future. That's for sure. Guys, thank you so much for being on here. Is there anything left that we haven't covered in terms of KolNet? That's just like you just got to get out, or is we got
I
pretty
think
much
that's about it. I mean, it's been a real pleasure speaking with you, and yeah, and it'll be a pleasure to come back and tell you more about KolNet in the future.
Perfect. Adif, Ryan, thank you so much for being here. Guys, if you guys are interested in KolNet, everything that they're doing, check out all the links down below in the description. Get into their channels. Make sure that you always talk to these guys. These guys are very approachable, not scared of any questions. Be sure to check out that last interview. It's so jam-packed with information and a lot of growth. And we're just seeing them continue to deliver on the roadmap all the way up till July and on through launch. Guys, thank you so much for being with me. Thank you so much, Cowboy, for riding out and watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.